okay now.
Have a nice walk, ladies.
Oh, thank you.
I think you look beautiful.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. Woo! All right.
We're walking.
We're going.
When you try your best but you don't succeed, when you get what you want but not what you need, when you feel so tired but you can't sleep, stuck in rivers, and the tears come streaming down your face, when you lose something you can't replace, when you love someone but it goes to waste.
25,
Could
16.
it be
Good job, 25, 16, young man. And then you're going to have 25, 22.
lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you.
Number 40. She's going to have 31.55.
And high up above or down below, when you're too in love to let it go. But if you never try, you'll never know just what you
I'm 50. 33.50.
lights will guide you home
34.42.
and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Tears stream down your face when you lose something you cannot replace. Tears stream down your face, tears stream down your face. I promise you I'll learn from your mistakes. Tears stream down your face.
Bring up and help chalk and drop the tossed erasers. This always made us laugh. He also had funny sayings to help us remember formulas like sine, sine, cosine. Sine, which was for a geometry formula. It has something to do with the sum of the square of this side equals the sum of the square of the other two sides, or something like that. No? Oh, see? Okay, well anyway, let's move on. In chemistry, he would often act as the mad scientist, mixing potions, humming, and waving his hands over them. I was told that in physics they celebrated Bridge Day each year by watching a very old film of a bridge swaying, buckling, and collapsing. He would often write all passes on kids' hands or staple them to their sleeves. Mr. Langton was always ready to help students before or after class with homework. He gave his classes a very solid foundation to build on for their futures. He fought for 3 years to keep Cornell High School open. The battle was lost in 1987, and I'm told it was a very, very close vote on that situation. I'd heard too also. Mr. Langton went to Flanagan High School in 1987 after Cornell closed. He took a year off in 94-95 when he officially retired from teaching. He returned there as the IT director, and he still has that position. He is also IT coordinator for Livingston County Special Services Unit. From 1970 to 1980, he maintained and operated Langton Photography, specializing in wedding photos. 69. 1969 to 1980. Anybody have an eraser I could throw? No. Let me finish. I wonder, okay, about the wedding photos. I wonder if this stemmed from his sponsorship of the photography club way back then. His friend Gail Donzi calls him her computer guy. He set up her computer, and she calls him when she has a problem. He has saved her computer many times. He actually got his first computer in 1970, or maybe 69, depending on what Sandra thinks. The year his oldest daughter was born. It was the first personal computer in the county. He always said, "You may not always be the biggest, but no one can take being first away from you." Mr. Langton was a teacher truly ahead of his time about computers and programming. During his 53 years in the Cornell Flanagan area, he has prepared his students for college far better than most teachers from a small town could. Truly a brilliant man who wanted his students to learn and to love math and science. Now later today at 4 o'clock, there will be a reception or open house at Baby Bulls in Pontiac, so if you want to head on up that way, then get a chance to talk to him a little bit more. So for right now, Mr. Langton, you have to stand up just for a second.
Okay. Well, enough has been said, probably. And I also think that my daughters have speeches prepared. Okay. So they're going to come up here shortly. Just let me mention a few things. I was here for 25 years. Here. Most of you were here at maximum 4 years. So I've gone through a lot, and what they said was right. My whole motivation was students and getting them to love chemistry and science and so on. The thing that I remember most is the relationship with the students. That's what You know, when you remember stuff, you try to think back at the good times and block out the bad times. And it's the relationship with the students that I remember most fondly. Some of you people I had for 4 hours a day, maybe more. Sometimes I spent more time with you than you did with your parents. And in fact, I did feel like I was a parent to you. So anyway, it was chemistry and physics, of course, my favorite. How many of you people in chemistry and physics? Oh, there's a few out there. Do you remember engineering open house? That was the highlight of the year. We would take you to the University of Illinois and turn you loose. And of course, there was a certain street. You remember this? What street?
Right Street.
Right. Not Right Street, it was Wrong Street. Do not cross that street. All of the engineering buildings are on this side of the street. And then of course there were the proms, and when we sponsored proms, it was a relationship working with the students for the floats, and then when we catered the proms themselves, the decoration for proms, all good memories. Well, toward the late 80s, how many of you people were here in 87? The last year. Yeah. I fought for 3 years. I thought we had a good thing going. I wanted to keep it going. But I think there were 3 elections, and they were very close. The fight to either keep the school or close it, I think kind of split the town apart. I think there's still some animosities between people regarding that situation. Well, it turns out, you know, most things are all for the best. So in 1987, when we lost the election, oh, by the way, previous to that, there were at least 3 scenarios. One of the scenarios was, okay, we're going to split Cornell students up into groups and send them to, well, I was going to say 4 wins, but it was really 3. Send some of them to Woodland, and send some to Flanagan, and send some to Pontiac. And then there was another scenario where we'd send everybody to Pontiac. And of course, I fought very hard against that. And I guess it must have been the last scenario where they were going to send them all to Flanagan. And so I still fought against that. But we lost. And you know, I thought we had a good thing going here. But it turns out that Flanagan was a good thing. Almost a better thing. And so personally speaking and professionally speaking, I've had a very good run in Flanagan. Well, anyway, daughters, do you want to speak?
Yes, please.
Okay, Dion. This is Dion. Michelle, you're next.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dion Langton Dingerson, as he said, the oldest. You may remember us by our order. So just in case you didn't remember our names, since we're all D's, we got shirts with our numbers. When Dad told us he wanted us to share a few memories with you today, I thought, okay, sure, I can do that. That'll be easy. Well, it really wasn't. Cornell High School was part of my life for 17 years. A lot of memories, so it was really hard to choose favorites or the ones that stood out the most. It was really hard, so I'm gonna give it a shot. So here we go. One of my earliest memories of Cornell High School was homecoming. Not the sporting event, not the dance, but the displays in the hallway. Chicken wire, tissue paper, little tissue paper squares, poke them in the tissue, or in the chicken wire. So I think Michelle and I maybe got to help out with a little bit of that, but it was kind of tough for little fingers not to poke it all the way through. But I think our favorite part was when it was time to take them all down. We would come help, and just as fast as our little hands and arms go, we were pulling that tissue paper out of those chicken wire squares or chicken wire holders. We'd put them in a pile. We'd do tissue paper angels on the floor. We'd throw them up like confetti. But the best memory, or the one I remember most, is we put them in a pile, go to the end of the hall, run and slide into the tissue paper pile. You know, like you do with leaves in the fall, but we did it with tissue paper. The hallways, I remember, were always shiny, great for sliding, so this was a lot of fun for us. Another early memory was we got to come to work with Dad on weekends, grading papers, cleaning up from chemistry class, setting up for chemistry class. So we got to play in his room. And one of our jobs, we did have a job, was to clean the blackboard. And so they mentioned the erasers. Remember the big, long erasers? We'd be up there wiping, jumping, swiping, cleaning off the boards. And of course, as soon as we're done, we'd take the colored chalk. We love the colored chalk, draw pictures of the board. Sometimes we literally cleaned the blackboards. We thought it was really cool that he had that sink up front by his desk. Sink in the classroom, so we would tear off some of the paper towels. There was always a roll of paper towels there too. Get them wet and wipe down the blackboard. Of course, then we would use the colored chalk again to draw more pictures. They were brighter on the wet board. Kind of a science experiment. We didn't know it at the time, but yeah. So we had a lot of fun in that front room here at Cornell High School. So I was also a student in this room here at Cornell High School. Of course, I had to take all the classes that Dad taught, whether I wanted to or not. Okay, I really did, except for geometry. Don't tell him. Okay, so one memory from being a student in that room, we were in geometry class one day. You know, he likes to use things in your environment, in the room, as part of the lesson. Sometimes it was the eraser, sometimes it was the chalk points in the room. So this day that I remember, I think we were talking about triangles. Don't really remember, but we'll say we were talking about triangles. So he drew a point on the blackboard, walking around the room, walked down my robe, stopped behind a student, chalk in his hand, kind of poised. I think we all just kind of stopped, held our breath. What was he going to do? He did it! You were in his class. Drew a chalk dot right on the top of Pam Martin's head. He did! So, I'm not sure why that memory sticks out. It just does. It's just one that makes me chuckle. It's just a fond memory. Probably not Pam's favorite memory of our time here, but it was a good one for me. And probably one of my most memorable times at Cornell High School in this front room was chemistry class. I loved chemistry class. We got to do experiments. It was just fun. Who knew learning could be so fun? We had a great time in chemistry. Experiments, the Bunsen burners, and the highlight of chemistry class for all of you that took it was the annual competition with Mrs. Harlan's home ec class across the hall. I wasn't very good in home ec class at all, so that's no surprise to my mom. I'm, still not. But favorite part, making peanut brittle. So even though I wasn't good in home ec, I bet Mary Jo, Dodds, and I made some really good peanut brittle that year in chemistry class. So I want to thank you for being here today. Thank you for allowing me to share some of my memories with you. Thank you for allowing my dad and my family to be a part of some of your special memories. Okay.
Okay, I'm Deshelle. I'm number 2, so Deshelle Langton Wellsbach. I, being like my father, prepared nothing for today, and I'm going to wing it. And also, some of you may want to move on with your day. So, because we think our dad is awesome, you may not want to spend the whole afternoon here. So, as Dion mentioned, I was little. I was at the school so often, playing in his classroom and the homecoming floats. I love the tissue paper. So I was part of the first class that went to Flanagan High School. I was the first freshman class there, so I was never able to attend Cornell High School. I will say I did have my dad for computer class at Flanagan, and I will never forget the commute. It's about 15 minutes in the car where he taught me chemistry on the way to school because I didn't know what I was turning in that day for my homework. So even though he didn't teach me here in the classroom, he taught me chemistry in the car. Later, when I went to grad school and had to take calculus, he was on the phone with me because calculus was not my thing, and I remember nothing. And now as a grandfather, he is teaching that level of learning to my kids. My little guy loves math and science. They're his absolute favorite things. And through his work at Livingston County Special Services, he has a unique interaction with my older son who has special needs, and he understands all the technology and communication devices that make brother's life possible. And he's a great sounding board to talk about those things and just get another set of thoughts on how it works for special kids here in the county and outside the county. So, I cut mine short. 3 and 4. You're up. I'm Deandra Langton Gaber. Number 3. I was about 7, 8 years old when Cornell High School closed. So I have just a couple memories when I was little about coming to the school. I remember riding the bus from Cornell grade school. They would pick up the grade school kids and then come to the high school to pick up the high school kids to take them to their homes in the country. So I would get on the bus to the grade school, come to the high school, get off the bus, and go to Dad's classroom and do my first grade homework, whatever that is, coloring. But I would do it in his classroom, and then we would walk home together. And that's how I mainly spent time in his classroom. But on the weekends, sometimes when he had to come up here, Dakara and I would come up here, and he had the biggest slinky. I remember the slinky. I don't know where he found this thing. For some reason, Dakara and I did not want to make it go down the stairs. We wanted to see how far we could stretch it in the hallways. And that's what we did. And of course, that's not what a slinky is supposed to do. And so we would get that thing so messed up, and it would be so crinkled and would not go back together. But the next weekend when we would come back, he would have fixed it, and that slinky would be ready for us to stretch all along the hallway together. So those are the memories that I have from Cornell. I did have them for computer programming in high school at Flanagan. It was not something I understood well. So I don't think I ever really made a program work on my own, but miraculously the next day when the other students came in and none of their programs worked, mine did. I just told them that I apparently had the Langton magic of computers. I don't think they bought it, but we're going to go with it. So, thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Dakara, Langton Computers, and I am number 4 and have been instructed to keep this supremely short, so I will do so. There's so many memories, so many amazing times. We grew up in this town together. In small towns, you get to know everybody and you get to become not a community but a family. And I truly know that each one of you has somehow touched my family, and our families have kind of grown up and intertwined together, and it's a beautiful thing. So we invite you to share some more memories. Come to Baby Bowls. We'll be throwing a little reception open house where we have some food and some sweets and some fun memorabilia for you to peruse through, some yearbooks. You might want to find your picture in there, and just continue the conversation and continue the memories so that you can remember the good times that were had here in Cornell and in Flanagan, and centered around an amazing man that I think has touched all of our lives in one way or another, whether he was our teacher, our friend, our neighbor, just an amazing man. So we invite you to come in, join us in Pontiac at Baby Bowls. We'll be there from 4 to 7. Thank you all very much.
Now the D girls don't want you looking at their chest, but show your chest there. Okay, we have an equation. It's 5d squared times the quantity d minus 1 minus 3d times d minus 1 minus 2. I can't see the rest of it. 2 times, all over 10d squared times d minus 1 plus 9d times d minus 1 plus 2 times d, and solve for d. So if you want to take that down and work on it. Yeah. Bring it when you have the solution. Is that the answer? Okay. I know this is all, this gets fun and happy memories, but I just have to mention a few things that came to my mind. We were talking about computer programming and the first computer and so on. One of my favorite programming students who wrote programs in church every Sunday was quite a dedicated student. Linda Taylor, rest in peace. And then I need to remind you about Roz Reed, who was here. Again, one of our great teachers. Rest in peace, Roz Reed. Thanks for doing all of this.
Thank you so much, Mr. Langton in the 4Ds. He's a great guy, and I'm glad he finally let us honor him. Our next honoree is Sandra Houston Knight. Sandra was born on a farm south of Cornell to Lois and Clark Houston, and I know she's very proud of that fact, and rightly so. She's the oldest of 3. She has a sister, Carol Darvaux, and a brother, David Houston. They have had many generations in the Cornell area. Sandra was salutatorian of our CHS class of 1967. Joe and I were there, but we weren't salutatorians. She's a voracious reader and a lifelong learner, very loyal and knowledgeable. She graduated from ISU with a teaching degree in home ec. For a time after college, she worked at a few jobs and taught at Woodland and Odell. In 1981, she began work as a case worker at the Department of Public Aid in Ottawa, became a supervisor in 1985, and moved to the Pontiac office in 1991. She retired in 2011 as the local office administrator. Her first retirement project, and I think she lived for these retirement projects, she looked forward to them. Her first retirement project was when she was appointed to the Amity Township Library Board. She became the treasurer and promoted a reconstruction project. She's very committed to her projects, and the volunteers there provide children's programs throughout the year. If you get a chance, go up to the library and look at it. It's beautiful. Next, Sandra became a master gardener and provides educational programs for citizens of Livingston County with over 60 volunteer hours each year. I've been told she is upbeat, finishes what she starts, and has strong leadership and organizational skills. Her programs for the grade school and the library shows her desire to reach out to the kids in Cornell. For 20 years, Sandra has been a member of the Vermilion Show Chorus of Sweet Adelines. She's a dedicated and talented singer. She always volunteers and helps with fundraisers and banquets. You can count on her. She's also kind and compassionate and welcomes newbies. Sandra has always loved to sing. Her son Brent remembers when she outsang the entire morning assembly at the grade school. Everybody looked at him and he just shrugged. Involved with the Community Lutheran Church means singing in the choir and helping whenever she's needed. She's a founding member of the church. Recently, she went on a mission trip to Nicaragua, where as always she helped, but taught too, as a garden was planted at a farm that serves as a missionary center. It will be maintained by the locals. I also believe I saw on Facebook that she zip-lined while she was there. Is that right? She zip-lined. And then she couldn't walk, she says. She also recently became queen of the colorful Cornell Red Hats, is president of the Cornell Alumni Reunion Committee, and is a member of the Cornell Days Celebration Committee. Sandra has been married to Dave Knight for 46 years and has 2 kids, Kim Hughes and Brett Knight. She's also grandma to Aaron, Cassandra, Damian, Staley, and Wallace. She is her kids' rock, teaching them and her grandkids to cook and sew, and they all profit from her joy of learning. Always loving and supportive. She's been called a servant, serving and helping people. That's a lot of good stuff, isn't it? I'd like to add a few personal comments about my friend Sandra. Sandra and I were in the same class in high school. We were always the tallest and of the whole school. And we were the oldest kids in our families, with our youngest siblings being way younger than us. When I moved away from Cornell, I thought I would come back someday and live my life in this small town and know everybody and be involved in the community. That never happened. But Sandra lived that life to the best and fullest. Her kids mention the times she gives funny directions. That's funny to them, at least. Like, go over to so-and-so's house and turn right. When you come to find out, so-and-so lived there 45 years ago. I've always envied Sandra, and when I have a Cornell question, I always ask her. I know Sandra is proud to live in this town, and you are lucky to have her, because Sandra has the heart for Cornell. Sandra.
I just wanted to share one thing about Sandra. I remember once my dad, if he said you need to be home by a certain time, you needed to be home by then. And there was a time when Sandra and I, what were we doing? There it is. And it was snowy and icy, that I recall. And we kind of slid off the road into the ditch. And we weren't hung or anything to speak. Oh, well, yeah, okay. So, at any rate, so we're late getting home. Of course, you didn't have cell phones back then. So by the time I got home, Dad was not happy. And I kept saying, yeah, but Dad, but there's no buts. He wouldn't let me finish. Dad, I said, I was with Sandra Houston. Oh, well, that's very different. And I was okay.
From us to the heart of Cornell, Sandra.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I too have Mr. Langton's stories. He started at Cornell when I did. Class of '67 was his first class, and we were all freshmen. Of course, knew nothing. But I remember mainly in chemistry class. So that had been junior year. Bill Morrison, Joe's brother, was in my class, and we're sitting there, and Joe and Mr. Langton gave back the papers, and Bill got a C. And he looked at Mr. Langton and says, is this a mistake? And Mr. Langton looked at him and said, no, don't think so. He says, I think you're pulling my leg. And so Mr. Langton goes, no, don't think so. Well, it was a joke because Bill never got anything but A's. But anyway. So, and Mr. Langton taught myself. Unfortunately, I did not take physics. I would have gotten an A in physics. I got a B in shorthand. Don't you think? Yes. I would have been smarter to take physics. He taught my sister, my brother, my daughter, and my son had him in computer class in Flanagan. And Brent is a computer person at OSF, so carries right on. Kim now works with Mr. Langton at LCSSU, so it's been a nice joining of our memories with Mr. Langton's memories. And I just want to thank you all for being here today. The alumni reunion is June 13th, 2020 at the Elks Club in Pontiac. So make your reservations, mark that on your calendar. We want a full place. The library is open till 3:30, 4 o'clock this afternoon, so if anybody can come up and see us. We have a wonderful new book that Eldon Leemheis put together. It's about the life of Walter Cornell, and it shows all the grave sites out at the cemetery. It has his family history from the 1500s, and it's got his family traced back. He was his relatives, Jimmy Carter and Richard Milhouse Nixon. Now, how about that? So that's up at the library. We have lots of yearbooks up there. If anybody has yearbooks that they would like to donate, especially the older ones, like from the 40s, 50s, we would really appreciate having any of them. We're good from 1955 till the school closed, and we do have some Flanagan ones. But we're looking for anything before 1955. We have 1940, but anything else would really be appreciated. So thank you all for coming. You know, the garden over there, I do that. I do the one in front of the library, so enjoy the gardens around town now that they're not underwater anymore. And thank you all for coming. I really appreciate it. I don't know why you honored me, but I love it.
Thank you so much to Mr. Langton and Ms. Sanders for all that they've done for Cornell. And thank you all for coming. We hope you come next year. We don't know who we're going to honor yet, but we need nominations. So anybody needs to nominate anybody, get in touch with me or Joe or Sandra, and we will get you a form and you can fill it out and get it back to us. Joe did mention to me to mention to you that next year is the class of 67's 50th reunion. And we're not that old. That's right. Sandra's right. But what we have planned to do is we're going to send out save the dates for our class, but we're also going to invite the class of 66 and the class of 68 and anybody that they know who were classmates in different years can also be invited. So we'll just need to know who's all coming when we make reservations. So that's just a little heads up. Oh, and our reunion will be held during Cornell Days and Homecoming of 2017. So we're going to combine them all together. So don't forget to go to Baby Bow in Pontiac to visit with Mr. Langton. And again, thank you all for coming. Bye.
Welcome to the home of the hillbilly. Yeah, baby, it's a land of barbed wire and moonshine whiskey. Park your car before you get stuck. Go and grab you a beer and get on up in the truck. It's going down tonight. It's all on me. It's BYOB and I got all we need. Yeah, boy, I'm about to show me a city slicker. How to kick it in the sticks with the critters down on our side of the bottom wire. Money grows and rolls, if it don't, you gon' roll. So we hang out by the bonfire, just a good old boys having a dang good time. We crank it up, we get loud, throwing down in the dirty, dirty South down here. Being all night on the hippies and the hicks, jocks and bikers, they all came to kick it in the sticks. So pop a top and drop a tailgate. Yeah, we're cranking up AC/DC, Hank Skinner and George Strait. Where's the girls? About to call them up. A little southern draw said, hey, trouble, what's up? It's going down tonight. Now they're pulling up and got the jacked up trucks, just slap covered in mud. Bikini tops and Daisy Duke denim, hopping out singing out long living down on our side of the bottom wire. Money grows and rolls, if it don't, you gon' roll. So we hang out by the bonfire, just a good old boys having a dang good time. We crank it up, we get loud, throwing down in the dirty, dirty South down here. Being all nighter with the hippies and the hicks, jocks and bikers, they all came to kick it in the sticks. This Mason jar one time. Burns you a little bit there. Get up there, snipe, bud. Come on. Do a little frog getting counted. How about a little skinny dipping bass fishing? Take it easy on the shine. Stay away from other boys' women. That's one damn good way for a man to get it whooped down. These boys tough down here. You get your head toe up down here. And being all night with the hippies and the hicks, jocks and bikers, they all care. Our side of the bottom wire. Money grows and rolls, if it don't, you gon' roll. So we hang out by the bonfire, just a good old boys having a dang good time. We crank it up, we get loud, throwing down in the dirty, dirty South down here. Being all nighter with the hippies and the hicks, jocks and bikers, they all came to kick it in the sticks. Juliet, and I was into you, and I asked you out till you couldn't say no, and you finally felt it too. I drove you down the boulevard, that's where you took my heart, and you gave me yours instead. And every day you'd find new ways to be beautiful. You laugh at the garden that won't grow in the lawn, drink coffee in the kitchen with no makeup on, sing all the wrong words to my favorite songs. You're beautiful, and that's beautiful. You got lines on your face from sleeping on me. Call me at work cause you lost your key. Go to buy a dog and you come home with 3. You're beautiful, and that's beautiful to me. Yeah, yeah. You turn every head when you walk into a room, but your kindness and your sweet and soul lingers like perfume. Babe, you could have gone with Romeo, but you let him go, and you stayed with me instead. And every day I find new ways that make you beautiful. You say, honey, give me roses, but don't buy red. You need 46 pillows all over the bed. Guess every punchline before it's said. You're beautiful, and that's beautiful. What you're doing with a guy like me, you're so cool, and I'm high tea. I don't deserve to have a girl as beautiful as you. Yeah, you laugh at the garden that won't grow in the lawn. Drink coffee in the kitchen with no makeup on. Sing all the wrong words to my favorite songs. You're beautiful, and that's beautiful. You got lines on your face from sleeping on me. Call me at work cause you lost your key. You go to buy a dog and you come home with 3. You're beautiful, and that's beautiful to me. You're so beautiful, and that's beautiful to me.
Beauteous. Exactly what does that TKO stand for?
Actually, the weird thing is, it was an edition put out by Terry's Ford in Quito.
Oh, really?
And the owner's name is Terry Cunis, and it stood for Terry Cunis Original. They did 5 of these in 2007.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, with the supercharger and everything on it. This is one of 5, the only automatic they put out.
Very cool.
There's 3 left. Yeah. 2 people got a little froggy with theirs and
Really?
went to the scrap heap. Laptop. So I can laptop this thing to, it's set up around 400 horse right now at the rear wheels. I can go all the way up to 450 horse at the rear wheels if I want. But
Just on the computer?
yeah, you can just plug it in with the Diablo computer program for tuning. Yeah, it's amazing. I used to have to bust my knuckles to get 30, 40 horsepower.
Right?
Now
And a little bit of time and effort.
it's fingertip to curl.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know, I used to use a spray wax on this thing. Every time I used a spray wax, it attracted like tons of bees. So now I just use good old Windex.
I was going to say Windex.
Yeah.
Didn't we all learn from my big Greek wedding?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
My big Greek wedding. Windex. That's cute. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Good drive. Paint off of it.
It's a good looking shirt you're wearing today, young man.
You think you belong to me. I never tried to make you think and let you see one thing for yourself. But now you're off with someone else and I'm alone. See, I thought that I might keep you for my own. Amy, what you wanna do? I think I could stay with you for a while if I do. Don't you think time is right for us to find all the things we thought weren't proper could be right in time? And can you see which way we should turn, together or alone? I can never see what's right or what is wrong. Take too long.
Good morning. Beautiful car.
Thank you.
Pretty.
Thank you, sir.
Very pretty. Do we like the blues?
Yeah. Every 30 years it is blue.
Whether you need it or not.
Our other car is bright red.
Thank goodness there's a little something.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Right in the shade.
Yeah.
Perfecto. I like the gas tank.
Got the original tank under it. I just don't know if there's anything wrong with it or not.
This gas tank looks a lot cooler.
Just running it off of that tank.
How many gallons are you putting in that thing?
I usually run about 10 gallons because it's got a little bit of a leak.
So just
If I fill it. So
okay.
I usually run about 10 gallons in it.
It's beautiful.
I'm gonna pull it off this winter and grind that one side down and fix it.
There you go. Maybe find a sponsor. Looks nice.
Thank you. I got great what you say, but you will give yourself away. All the song you want to see all this old Mark monitor about slipped up. We got one
Back up a second and give it a pop. like your license plate.
Thanks.
I kept that. How we doing?
Okay, how you doing today?
Living the dream today.
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
Thank you. Still doing it, huh?
Oh yeah, so many more cars now.
If I had one, don't even talk about Mike.
I'm gonna go get it and I'm gonna bring it up here and I'm gonna like,
I'm gonna turn the other way.
It might get wet.
How we doing?
Howdy. He had a base for that.
Hey there, young man. 56. That don't look too bad either, does it?
Probably one of these new Hondas, you gotta go to school for 2 weeks to learn how to ride one.
Right?
It looks like a 707 instrument.
I'll do that one.
How you doing? You guys, no. Ultra smart. Ultra smart. Canopies work wonders.
Betcha.
Being into youth sports, Canopies work wonders. Nice.
Oldie but goodie.
Yeah. Beauteous. It has the original wiring?
Yes.
Crazy. That's awesome.
Everything's original but the hood and the trunk and the fenders, well headers, and the axle. Axle come off a 56 Chevy truck, so it's all Chevy. It's all General Motors.
All GM. That's beautiful.
12-volt Chevelle rear end. Woodpecker.
Oh, I know exactly who that is. That is beautiful.
Yeah, I've had that since 1964.
It's beautiful. You just kept it as is?
Yes. Well, I raced it, but I took the regular motor out, just put this in. I got the original motor and the quads and the thumb ram, all the other stuff that I could put back in.
Why would you want to do that? You're not planning on doing anything funny with it, are you?
Well, you can't now, but you could with all that other stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it's
Do
beautiful.
a lot of funny stuff with the other stuff.
Have a good day.
That's pretty same way with this one. Same way with this one. I bought doors.
This is what that car looks like sitting still.
And then there was, bought them out there, and I mean, they were, I had them dipped and cleaned, take them out like a new nickel. They was no rust, no nothing.
I like your little paint job there. Looks almost as nice as when it's running.
Oh, yes. Okay, thank you, thank you. The fenders, they come out of Tucson, but the doors, my buddy was out there painting, he went down there. I said,
Baby, hold my hand. Baby, hold my hand. Baby, hold my hand. Say you love is all
How we doing today?
good, how you doing?
On a beautiful day like today?
How about it?
I just want to... It is September 11th. It is 15 years ago today. Thank you to everybody who did everything they could. The one with the nice air conditioning while you're driving.
We gotta do sneak in.
That's what I did. You never can tell. A little kiss might do you party, tomorrow to a show. Wouldn't bother that you love me so much that you never, never let me go. You never can tell what each new day will bring. You never can tell when the wedding bells will ring. Believe in me, baby, I hope things work out swell, but you never can tell. Tonight we go to the party, tomorrow to a show.
I can always use a cozy. Go football! Hey, some fishermen. You're good, you're good. Bunch of troublemakers in those little cars out. That's cute. Hold on, let me get that crash on film. Oh, yes, we did. What did that one get?
Thank you.